Good morning children. Today we will discuss about endocrine system. Endocrine system. You know, for the daily activities of any organism, whether it is a human being or any plant or frogs or dogs or elephants, whatever it may be, for every activity they need nervous system and hormone system. Nervous system and hormone system. These are called as coordination systems. Coordination systems. They completely depend upon chemical materials in the body. Chemical materials in the body. What I am telling you is every organism is depending upon the chemical materials in the body. Between the chemical materials there is coordination which is occurring only inside of the body only, whether it is human being or any plant or any other animal. It is only occurring inside of the body. This type of coordination is occurring inside of the body. So this coordination only occurring between chemicals. So I have to understand one thing, endocrine system is containing chemical materials. Between the chemical materials there is coordination in the body. This type of coordination is called endocrine system. This is called as endocrine system. For example, for your better understanding, I am giving you an example. If I would like to go to my home from my school, I have to open my eyes. I have to keep hold my bike handles. I have to concentrate on the changing of the gear. So here I have to see, I have to handle the my gears, and I have to change the gears, and I have to observe what is going on aside me. So this is what coordination. Here my eyes, my hands and my legs is coordinating one and each other. In the same way, body inside parts are doing a coordination between one among another one. So between two things coordination is occurs in the body. So here I would like to say, in our body there is endocrine system, which means hormone systems. In our body some glands are there. These glands usually releases some chemical materials. In our body we have two type of glands. One is ductless gland. Ductless gland is nothing but endocrine gland. Some have ducted glands. Ducted glands are nothing but two things. One is liver, second one is pancreas. So these are ducted glands, and these are ductless glands. Ductless glands usually releases hormones, and ducted glands usually releases enzymes. In this lesson we will only discuss about ductless glands or endocrine glands. So these ductless glands usually releases hormones. So in this lesson we will discuss what type of hormones are coming from glands of our body. We have two type of glands in our body. First one is ductless gland. So these ductless glands releases hormones. And the ducted glands, these ducted glands are appearing in the digestive system only. So ducted glands are liver and pancreas. Generally they are releasing enzymes. But ductless glands are releasing hormones. So enzymes and hormones both are belongs to chemicals. So the chemicals which is coming from the ducted glands and ductless glands are doing coordination between one between another one. So here I would like to say endocrine glands are releasing hormones. Endocrine glands are releasing hormones. These hormones are coming from one place in our body, but it can regulate, it can promote, it can control all the internal parts and external parts of the body. So in this way coordination is occurring with the help of chemical material. So hormone is chemical material. For example, a hormone is releasing in my head part. It can coordinate my hands and my legs and my stomach area and all my internal parts also. So it is releasing here only, but controls all the body. So in this way the hormones are controls and coordinates, controls and coordinates. So some functions are controlled by the hormones, some functions are promoting. For example, when I am 1 year old, on my face there is no beard, there is no mustache due to controlling of hormones. So hormones in my body is controlling the beard and mustache in my childhood, and these hormones are promoting beard and the mustache in this age. So sometimes hormones are encouraging some functions, sometimes they are depromoting or controlling some actions. So here coordination occurs between organisms, organelles or internal parts of the organism. So let us discuss what type of glands are there in our body, what type of endocrine glands are there in our body. We have 7 important glands, endocrine glands in our body. So generally endocrine glands means it doesn't have duct. It doesn't have duct. For example, if it is our brain, it completely or directly connected with the brain. For example, if it is our digestive system, the liver connected with the digestive system with a duct. That is why this is called as a ducted gland. This is called as ductless gland. So this is called a duct. Here in the endocrine glands there is no ducts. These glands are directly attached to the another organ in the body. But here in the ducted glands, it is connected with the help of a duct. So that is why this is called as ducted gland and this is called as ductless gland. So here we are going to discuss endocrine glands, which means hormoning glands or ductless glands. So here pituitary gland and thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, and testis and ovary and adrenal gland and pancreas. So these are endocrine glands in our body: pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, testis and ovary and adrenal gland and pancreas. These are endocrine glands in our body. First one, pituitary gland. This is smallest ductless gland in the human body. The smallest ductless gland in the human body. Remaining all are big in the size, but pituitary gland is very small in the size. It is just look like a peanut size. A peanut size gland is a pituitary gland, which locates in our brain area. So at the thalamus of the brain, the pituitary gland appears. Generally it is releasing 7 or 8 hormones. Let us discuss one by one. Growth hormone and TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, and FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, and LH, luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone and prolactin and oxytocin and vasopressin and ACTH, adrenocortico stimulating hormone, AC stimulating hormone. Adrenocortico stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone. These are hormones which are coming from pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is located in our brain area or hypothalamus of the brain, So in the head area we can see pituitary gland. It is in the size of pea seed. This is the smallest gland in the body, but it is releasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hormones. It is releasing 8 hormones. Among them, first we have to discuss growth hormone. This is also called as somatotropic hormone. Somatotropic hormone. Somatotropic hormone is nothing but growth hormone. When the growth hormone is releasing in the such amount, in the required amount in the childhood, then the organism or a baby will be grow as a individual one with a good height. If the growth hormone is not released in the sufficient amount, the baby will not grow as an individual person with the sufficient height. So here I would like to say one thing is growth hormone is helping in the growing of the organism. For example, if the hormone is not reduced in the sufficient amount in the baby, he will not grow faster, he will not grow up to 4 or 5 feet of height. So this is the hormone, it is responsible for the growth of the organism, So growth hormone is coming from the pituitary gland. It is responsible for the growth of the organism and growth of the muscles. So it is also called as somatotropic hormone, and the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So this hormone is coming from the pituitary gland, but this hormone will act on thyroid gland. So thyroid gland has some functions. So these functions will be coordinated by the TSH hormone. TSH hormone coming from the pituitary gland and it will reach the thyroid gland, and this thyroid gland will be activated by the TSH hormone. So between the TSH hormone and thyroid gland there is coordination. So TSH belongs to pituitary gland, but it is act on the thyroid gland. So TSH hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, is coming from the pituitary gland, but which acts on thyroid gland. So it promotes the thyroid gland activities. TSH promotes the thyroid gland activities. And FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. So follicles appears in the females only. Follicles are only appears in the females. Follicles belongs to female reproductive system. Follicle tubes are nothing but follicles. So whenever FSH releases, follicle stimulating hormone releases, then they will go to the follicles of the female body and they promotes the growth of the follicle tubes. follicle tubes. That is why this is called as follicle stimulating hormone. And LH, luteinizing hormone, which is helping in production of estrogen and progesterone hormones in female and testosterone hormone in male. So luteinizing hormone is promoting male hormones and female hormones. It is promoting male hormone like testosterone, female hormones like estrogen and progesterone. So these two things, and female characters and sexual characters, female sexual characters and male sexual characters are promoting by the luteinizing hormone. And prolactin is only appears in the female body. When the mother gives birth to the baby, then she has to feed with hair milk to the baby. So for the better production of the milk, prolactin hormone is very essential. So it is helping in ejection of the milk after the delivery. After the delivery, mother has to feed their baby with their milk. So for the better milk production, prolactin hormone is very essential, which is coming from the pituitary gland. So it is coming from the brain area, but which acts on breast area of the mothers. So it will promote the ejection of milk, or more amount of milk is coming from the breast whenever the prolactin hormone is coming from the pituitary gland. And oxytocin is promoting two things. It is also helping in the milk production, and second thing is which acts on uterus of the mother. After delivery, mother's uterus is loosened, then the oxytocin hormone will be comes from the pituitary gland, and which will be activated the uterus of the mothers, and it is helping in the contraction of the uterus. When baby is in the mother's womb, then uterus will be hang like this. After delivery, the uterus may be like this, it is hanging like this. If it is continuously appearing like this, it will be very bad to the mother. That is why the oxytocin hormone will be released by the pituitary gland. It will be comes to the uterus of the mother's womb, and it is helping in the contraction of the uterus of the mother. So here oxytocin is helping in the milk production, and second thing, contraction of the uterus after delivery. And vasopressin, which is also coming from the pituitary gland. It is helping in the reabsorption of the water. You know, wastewater is coming through urine. While the urine is coming, this vasopressin hormone will absorb the water which is coming with the urine. If vasopressin hormone is not released by the pituitary gland, then more amount of urine will be passed by the human beings. That is called as diabetes insipidus. So diabetes insipidus is a disease when the deficiency of vasopressin occurs in the human body. When the diabetes insipidus occurs, vasopressin hormone decreases in the body, then it leads to diabetes insipidus. Okay, so it is helping in reabsorption of the water in the urine. While the urine is coming from the body, then the vasopressin hormone will be reabsorb the water which is coming through the urine. So the water is going back to the body from the urine with the help of vasopressin hormone. So vasopressin hormone deficiency leads to diabetes insipidus. If it is not released, then water will not go back to the body. The entire water from the body will becomes as urine. So this is called diabetes insipidus. After that, ACTH, Adrenocorticotropic Hormone. So this is a hormone which is coming from the pituitary gland, but it will be activate adrenal gland. It will be activate the adrenal gland. So ACTH is activating the adrenal gland, but it is coming from the pituitary gland. So coordination is occurring between ACTH and adrenal gland. So these two are different hormones, different things, but coordinating each other. So here I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hormones. These all 8 are coming from the pituitary gland. You know, pituitary gland is also a gland, but it is releasing 8 hormones. These 8 hormones are not only working itself, they are motivating other glands too. That is why this pituitary gland is called as master gland. Master gland. Master gland. So as the master gland saying, remaining all the glands working. As the master gland is saying, remaining all the glands are working. That is why this gland is called as master gland. So it is motivating other glands and it is functioning other glands. That is why it is called as master gland. Pituitary gland is master gland. This is the smallest gland in the human body also. This is smallest gland in the human body. And thyroid gland, it appears neck of the human body, neck of the human body. If you touches your neck, you can feel there is a thyroid gland, there is a thyroid gland. It is helping in metabolic activities, metabolic activities, and also in growth. So not only growth hormone, thyroid gland also helping in the growth and metabolic activities. You know, thyroid gland is releasing a hormone called thyroxine. Thyroxine. This thyroxine hormone is motivating metabolic activities and also it is helping in growth of the organism. Growth of the organism. And parathyroid or parathyroid gland, which is locates in the neck of the human being. For example, if you see, if it is our face, if it is our neck, here aside of the larynx we have 2 thyroid glands. On the thyroid gland we have again 4 parathyroid glands. Parathyroid glands. So parathyroid glands generally locates on the surface of the thyroid glands. On the surface of the thyroid glands. Okay. So parathyroid gland appears on the thyroid glands. Okay. Generally parathyroid gland is releasing parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid hormone. This hormone is helping in increasing the amount of calcium in blood and the body. So it is helping in promotion or increasing of calcium amount in the blood and also in the body parts also. So calcium growing is depend upon the parathyroid glands hormone is parathyroid hormone. So this is the hormone coming from parathyroid gland. The hormone name is parathyroid hormone. It is helping in increasing amount of calcium. Next one, testes. Testes are only sexual parts of the male. From the testes a hormone is coming that is called as testosterone. This is a hormone which is coming from testes of the male, which is helping in development of both primary and secondary sexual characters of the human body. For example, let us discuss about primary sexual characters, which means the sexual parts which is appearing outside are called primary sexual characters, which mean penis. It is helping in growing of the size of penis. And secondary sexual characters, growing beard on the face, mustache on the face, and also hairs under the armpits, and also widening of the chest and development of the muscles. These are secondary sexual characters of the male, and the harshening of the voice. So for these all changes depend upon the testosterone hormone. So this is coming from testis. So testis is releasing testosterone hormone. This testosterone hormone is helping in promotion of primary, secondary sexual characters of the male organisms. And secondary thing, ovary. Ovary belongs to females. Ovaries belongs to females. Females have two ovaries. One is left side, one is another right side. So another side they have two ovaries. Generally these ovaries releases two type of hormones. First one is estrogen. Second one is progesterone. First one is estrogen, second one is progesterone. Both estrogen and progesterone are helping in development of the female body, development of the secondary sexual characters, and the ovulation and the menstrual cycle. So all these changes are depend upon estrogen and progesterone hormones. These two hormones are coming from ovary. So ovary is a part of female sexual system, and it is releasing estrogen and progesterone hormones. These together helps, these together works and promotes the development of the female body, and promotes the ovulation, and promotes the menstrual cycle, all these things. And adrenal gland. Adrenal gland appears on the top of the kidney, Generally it is releasing a hormone called adrenaline. So adrenaline hormone is coming from adrenal gland. Adrenal gland locates on the top of the kidneys. The main function of the adrenal gland or adrenaline hormone is to balance our emotions, to promote our emotions. So sometimes we are feeling hunger, sometimes we are feeling angry, sometimes we are very serious, sometimes we are very happy. So these all emotions depend upon the amount of adrenaline. So adrenaline hormone is coming from adrenal gland, which locates on the top of the kidney. So all the emotions are controlling by the adrenaline hormone, and this adrenaline hormone also helping in increasing heartbeat, increasing respiration rate, increasing vasomotor activities. Vasomotor activities means heart functioning and also blood vessels functionings and respiration. So all this together called vasomotor functions. So vasomotor functions and also heartbeat and a dilation of the eyes and also emotions, all these functions are depend upon adrenaline hormone, which is coming from adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is located on the top of the kidney. And pancreas. You know, pancreas is called as mixed gland. It is called as mixed gland, which means sometimes it is releasing enzymes, sometimes it is releasing hormones. So both the type of chemicals it is releasing. One side is releasing enzymes, another side is releasing hormones. That is why this is called as mixed gland. So mixed means it is working as enzyme releasing gland, sometimes it is working as a hormone releasing gland. So that is why it is called as mixed gland. What is a mixed gland in the body? Pancreas. So generally pancreas releasing two type of hormones. First one is insulin. Second one is glucagon. First one is insulin, second one is glucagon. So insulin is helping in decreasing the amount of sugar in our blood. Whenever amount of sugar is increasing in the blood, then the insulin hormone will comes from the pancreas and it will absorb the glucose in the blood and it will store this glucose in the liver. It stores the glucose in the liver as glycogen. So here it is helping to decrease the amount of glucose in the blood only. So it is helping in the decrease the amount of sugar in blood. So this is what about insulin. So insulin is helping in decreasing the levels of the glucose in the blood. It collects the glucose and stores in the liver. And the glucagon, it increases the levels of the sugar. For example, in my body sugar levels fallen down, then the glucagon will be released by the pancreas and it will go to the liver and it will convert the glycogen into the glucose. As in the way the glucagon will increases the levels of the glucose. So here insulin is decreasing the levels of the glucose and the glucagon increasing the levels of the glucose. So insulin decreasing the levels of the glucose in the blood and the glucagon increasing the levels of the glucose. So it is decreasing and it is increasing. Insulin is decreasing, glucagon is increasing. So in this way pancreas is working. So let us discuss when the hormones are not releasing in the proper way, what will happens? What will happens? For example, growth hormone is not released in the proper amount, in adequate amount, then growth will not happen in the body. There is no growth in the body. If thyroid gland is not functioning well, it is not releasing thyroxine, then there is no doing well metabolic activities in the body and there is no growth also happens. For example, the thyroid gland is functioning very well. If it is releasing more amount of thyroxine hormone, then small problem is there. If high amount or hyper amount of thyroxine will strengthen the body, then body will not grow. It will be strict in the nature. For example, dwarfism. Have you ever seen dwarfism? Dwarfism. This is occurs due to the absence of the growth hormone and hyper amount of the thyroxine. This is called dwarfism. If the growth hormone is released in the higher amount, then growth will be more than 6 or 7 feet or 8 feet also. So it is only occurs due to the release of high amount of growth hormone. This is called gigantism. So gigantism is occurring when high amount of growth hormone releases, and dwarfism occurs when low amount of growth hormone releases. So this is called lower amount of growth hormone, dwarfism. There is no growth in the body, that is called dwarfism. And gigantism. So high amount of growth hormone whenever releases, then gigantism occurs. Then the persons may grow abnormally. Maybe they can grow 7 feet or 7.5 feet or 8 feet also. So this is called abnormal growth. This is due to cause of high amount of growth hormone. Dwarfism is due to the low amount of growth hormone. And if parathyroid hormone is released in the higher amount, then a problem occurs, that is called tetany. What is called that? Tetany. Tetany is due to cause of high amount of parathyroid hormone. Okay, this is what about hormone system or endocrine system in the human body. Thank you one and all.